Hello, welcome to Sacred Pathways, the brand new podcast where I'm talking about discovering Sadhguru. I'll also be sharing with you all my regarding my encounters with other spiritual gurus, but that is later. First, let's talk about discovering Sadhguru. So, welcome back to Sacred Pathways once again, the podcast where I delve into my personal journeys and transformative experiences spiritually. I'm your host, Bharti Bhaskaran, and today I want to share a very personal story about how I discovered Sadhguru and how it profoundly impacted my life. It was the year 2006, a time when my life felt quite monotonous and unfulfilling. My days were often spent in a quiet routine, trying not to disturb my husband who worked late hours and came home around 4:30 or 5 a.m., sometimes even as late as 6 a.m. This meant that our mornings were always hushed and dark, ensuring he could rest undisturbed. Every morning, I would wake up at 5 a.m., quietly taking my son to the other room to get him ready for school. After preparing some snacks for him, we would leave the house by 6:50 a.m. to board his school bus right on our street. His school timings were from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and he would be home by 1:30 p.m. Once I sent him off to school, I would come back home, sometimes eating my breakfast. Sometimes I would eat my breakfast, something I would make and eat, but more often just drinking a big mug of coffee. I would watch some TV with the sound to the minimal, very low, waiting for my husband to wake up around 11 a.m. or sometimes as late as 12 p.m. One such day, after my husband left for work earlier than usual, I prepared lunch early and found myself with some free time. Before I continue, I would like to share some photographs with you all. Let me share. Okay, so this is my son getting ready. This was his first day to the first standard. It would be dark. I just wanted to give you some glimpse into my life when I was in Bahrain. And I will also share some photographs. See, he got ready. He wore his shoes. And I'm telling him this is your first day. So he's clapping his hands. You're grown up. Like that, I'm telling him. My husband is coughing in the other room. Okay, so I'll stop sharing this and I'll share some photographs. This is how my son looked. I don't know what you're able to see or able to see. This is another picture of me and my son. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. And this is another one. I'll show you one more. So my son studied there, LKG, HKG, and first standard. Okay. So let me get back to my story. So this was our routine. Every morning I would wake up at 5 a.m., quietly take my son to the other room to get him ready for school, and I'll prepare, lunch boxes. And we would leave the house by 6:50 a.m. to board his school bus. So this was happening every day, but on that particular day, you know, on one such day, after my husband left for work earlier than usual, I prepared lunch early and found myself with some free time. So I switched on the TV and started mindlessly scrolling through the channels, hoping to find something interesting. As I flipped through the channels, I suddenly came across a man sitting in front of a large, big stone with a beard speaking about something intriguing. Initially, I changed the channel, but something about him made me go back. I thought, is this Osho? But I wasn't sure. It was around 1:20 p.m. and I had to rush downstairs to pick up my son from his school bus. So I switched off the TV and hurried downstairs. The next day at the same time, I switched on the TV again, scrolling through the channels, and there he was again on the Astha International channel. The moment I landed on his program, it ended. But it mentioned at the end that the next program would air on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure, but I know it was Saturday or Sunday at 1 p.m. By this time, I was still thinking he was Osho. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. It finally arrived, and I eagerly switched on the TV by 12:45 p.m., waiting to see who this person was. The program was called Vaibhav Shiva. It started with a powerful bang of music that immediately drew me in. Wait, I'll just. Oh, I'm not stop sharing this. I'll show you. Okay, this is what I saw. I don't know if you can hear it, but so when I switched on and I was waiting for his program, this is how it started. And then this music would come. So, and heard him speak something like this. So something like that. Okay, so this is what I saw. And something clicked within me. Like I felt that he was speaking the same language that I resonated with, but had never been able to express. His words, his thoughts, his energy, everything felt so aligned with what I had always believed in, yet couldn't share it for fear of being called crazy. So that's how I first got to know about Sadhguru. It wasn't just a fleeting moment, it was the beginning of a profound journey that would eventually lead me to a path of self discovery and transformation. So Sadhguru's teachings resonated deeply with me, and I started to explore more about Sadhguru and his philosophies that he shared. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Sacred Pathways. I hope my story of discovering Sadhguru has inspired you. Sometimes it's those unexpected moments that led us to the most transformative experience of our lives. Well, stay tuned for more stories about Isha, how I landed, when I landed, and what and all happened after that. More intriguing, mysterious, mystical stories await you. Are you open to hear them, listen to them? Well, thank you. Bye. Bye for now. Now, and stop.